Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we are playing Bant Control. And the reason we're doing this is the ban list just got updated, and now we no longer have to worry about Sowing Mycospawn or Troll of Khazad-dûm, which means that the meta should slow down a little bit more. Our lands should be a little bit safer, and we should be able to play a little bit bigger control decks. So we have 4 up the Beanstalk in here. We've got 3 Malevolent Rumble. This is a very cool card that lets you kind of sift through your deck and fill up your graveyard, which is great for Uros, Titan of Nature's Wrath, and Murktide. And Murktide, of course, also has the benefit of triggering up the Beanstalk. So between the Murktides, the Forces, and the Leyline Bindings, we have 11 cards that trigger Beanstalk. I am not playing Fourth Layer Lingus or a lot of other mainstays of this type of archetype like Lorien Revealed. Instead, I'm opting to just have kind of low to the ground interaction spells like Plows, obviously Brainstorm, Ponder. We've got a Spell Pierce in here. We've got an additional Force of Negation for combo matchups, and we have a Life from the Loam, which I'm very excited about because I think Life from the Loam, Uros, and Malevolent Rumble are very synergistic together. So the mana base is 21 land, which is more than I usually like to play. But because we've got Uros and because we have this domain requirement, we want to play Xander's Lounge. We want to play a couple Wastelands so we're not completely cold to like Urza Saga strategies and Cavern of Souls type strategies. And we want to have a Crocus because we can potentially bounce our Uros or one of our 3 Tamios that we're playing. So this is just good, clean, squeaky clean control. We have 2 Terminuses in the sideboard to deal with creature strategies. We've got an additional 3 Force of Negations to deal with turn 0 combo decks. We have 3 Hydroblasts that can help deal with Moonstompy. We've got 2 Ground Seals for graveyard strategies. These also protect our Uros from getting surgicaled. And we have to be sure to take out Life from the Loam when we bring in Ground Seal, by the way. We have 2 Carpet of Flowers for when we're up against Delver type strategies. We have Lavinia for big mana strategies. This is also good against Omnitel. We have a Null Rod. There are a lot of artifact combo decks out there right now. And we've got a Deafening Silence, which is good against Storm. It's just a band-aid to slow down opponents, but I think it's worth playing as a one-of. I like having a few permanent-based interaction spells that we can play out there to just kind of lock down our opponent's combo plan. So I'm very excited to be playing Control again, and I hope you'll enjoy this league. See you in round 1. All right, round 1, we're up against a likely Blue Painter player. Blue Painter is a very scary deck, and we want to be fast here, so I'm going to mulligan this hand. I think this is better. This does have a Force of Will at least in it. We don't have a green source for the Up the Beanstalk, but it is a pretty important card. I think we keep this. Murktide pitches to Force. It also does help us win. Gosh, I'm so tempted to just put back the Plains. What I've learned, though, is, obviously if Brainstorm whiffs, we're just screwed. I think we put back Murktide, and we'll just draw it later, and we'll hope we don't have to force pitching our Brainstorm, because that is going to try to find us a Beanstalk. Okay. Yeah, this is like Legacy right now. Everybody's on this Blue Painter list. I say everybody, but that's not totally hyperbole. Like a lot of people are on it. All right. Hopefully they give us an opportunity to use our Plow this turn. This deck is very scary because they just have so many cards. They've got Stock Up. They've got Thoughtcast to dig for the combo, and they can very easily Painter you. And it looks like we are facing the classic Legacy opening of Urza Saga and Ancient Tomb. So we're going to have to worry about that too. Okay, that's not what we wanted to draw. I'm going to Brainstorm it, and if we whiff, we're going to be very sad. Okay, so I do think we just waste this. We could waste the Ancient Tomb, and then their mana goes away. They get a Construct. I want to put back this basic Plains. It doesn't matter in the matchup. Kind of want to put back Plow because we can... What are we going to get here? I'm not sure. Actually, if we want to get a perfect Brainstorm, we do have to put back 2 cards. We should probably go get a Leyline Binding. Just answers so many things. It's hard to put that back. I think we could put back Force Negation, and then we still have Force blue card. Yeah. I do think this is a good window to just stop the saga, but I don't hate hitting the Ancient Tomb. But if we hit this saga, that stops them from being able to get the Grindstone. Yeah, I don't want them to have the Grindstone. So next turn, we can go up the Beanstalk. I'm going to assume they're going to make a dude in their instep, and I'll just wait for that moment to waste. All right, you're just going to pass priority? You're not going to do anything with your mana? I think if I pass priority, they will have to do something here. Okay, so I think I get confused. I don't technically need to do anything here. I'm going to go ahead and just waste. It's so tempting to waste that and shut them off mana. They do need a lot of mana for their deck. They get a grindstone that's inconsequential. They will have an artifact in play. Yeah, I think I'm going to hit it. Okay. So that can easily be dealt with one of many cards we have in our deck. It can get big though. But the biggest thing that pumps the construct is the fellow constructs, and we've stopped those. We will force to fight over up the Beanstalk, even though we don't have... Oh, interesting. Tamio. I don't know that this is stock, but it makes sense. Lava Spritz, okay. Take some damage here. Okay. So here we are taking 4, and they're getting a clue. Actually, we're taking 5 because the clue immediately... Man, that's brutal. That's a brutal sequence. Gosh, like it's so hard to be an Up the Beanstalk gamer. If we just get this Murktide out, it's going to be bigger than anything on their side, but we're going to have to take some more hits. I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to invest. We're going to take a ton of damage next turn, but all right, we're in. Another Tundra. So we've got land for next turn. That's good. And we may have to pay 3. Well, we'll definitely plow, and if we just had a fetch land, we could Murktide next turn. Murktide's... Oh, no, that's so devastating. Yeah. Tamio creating a clue that buffs the constructs. Just really powerful interaction. They don't need to do anything else. They can just keep attacking and we'll die. The good news is I think most of their card draw is sorcery speed. I don't think they play traditional cantrips like Brainstorm. So if we plow the Tamio, it will die. However, we will have to pay extra mana to do so. They could crack the clues and they could flip her, but I don't care about that. That's not a big deal. Come on, fetch. Something that, oh, that's not terrible. We could bounce her back to the hand, but they could just redeploy her. All right. So plowing this takes some heat off, but that's really all it does. We could Murktide, and then we get a card and we have a 4/4, which is big enough to block this if they attack, but we're taking a lot next turn. If we plow, that's all we're doing. Sadly. Actually, okay, I have an idea. So what we do, if we play Karakas, we pass, and then when they go to combat, I'll just set a stop during the beginning combat step. Then what I can do is I can bounce her. They won't be able to redeploy her. They can flip her if they want. We can pay for the ward, and then we can plow the other construct. And I'm going to do this all during their turn because if I draw a blue card off of the of a force, then I can have a second card to pitch. Okay, they're cracking a clue to draw. That's fine. They could have cracked the other one too, but I think they want to flip her. Which, if they use mana for that, that's okay with me. And this thing is going to be freaking gigantic. And its future friends are going to be gigantic too. All right, they're going to go ahead and create the clue. Or create it. So I'm just going to mitigate the amount of mana they get because they're going to gain a bunch of life, but they're not going to gain as much as they would have gained. I will happily force interaction on this. I think I don't want to pitch the Murktide because it's going to be big. Oh, they're going to Metallic Rebuke that. That's 3 mana. Well, we can't both Leyline Bind and Murktide next turn, but I think Murktide is going to have enough. I think we're just dead if this fails. Because they're going to get a clue. No, they won't get a clue. Yeah, I'm gonna dream. Okay, Murktide, so we would have had it anyway. But that doesn't change whether what we did was correct. Okay, now they get another construct. They could, in theory, move this over there and then attack and still get a ton of damage. No, wait, they don't have 2 mana. It costs 2 mana to do that. What? Oh, did they have one? Oh, it's only 1 to equip? Yeah, we're going to take a lot. We're about to take a lot of damage. Okay. So begin combat. We'll just bounce her. Okay, and now we don't die, but we dropped a 1, which is practically dead. If we could find... We can't fetch anymore. We need like an Uro or something to dig us out of this. So this could have gotten the other land. So we have exactly enough to bounce this and pay for the ward. But in doing so, we will not be able, we'll be dead to this because they'll be able to activate this and then they'll be able to equip. So that doesn't work. We could potentially Murktide. We'll have a 6/6 which can block this, but it won't be, no, it won't be strong enough. We may be able to draw something. I'm going to go ahead and Murktide and just get rid of everything. Blue, blue. Do we want to keep green? What would green be useful for here? I don't think it'd be used, like white is going to be more useful. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get a card draw. It's another force that we can't cast, sadly. We don't have enough types to Leyland Bind. Yes, we just have to... I think we're dead. Yeah, I think we're just dead. I'm going to concede. Save time. Yeah, that was pretty oppressive. And this is the third time in a row. I'm not exaggerating. This is the third match in a row that has been this matchup. Everybody's playing this right now. Okay, so Null Rod is a pretty easy shoe-in here. I think Lavinia is reasonable to consider. Force Negation is pretty good. Terminus is... I mean, it deals with constructs. The problem is they have the combo angle and they have the construct angle. We could be playing cards like... and it made me sense to start playing Dress Down again. I'm not sure about these Force Negations. One thing I can tell you is we don't need a lot of land. I'm going to cut my basics. The deck we're playing against doesn't go after your mana at all. I'm not going to cut my wastelands. I'm going to keep this in Dream of Domain. Rumble is slow, but it's okay. Spell Pierce is hard when they're on a Stompy deck, and a lot of the key things you want to counter are creatures. But I mean, you could, yeah. I think we could probably do that. 3 negations. I do think Lavinia will be good because like the One Ring and stuff, it slows it down. It stops their 0 drops, and they have a lot of 0 drops. It's possible that 3 Murktide is too many. I wanted to be sure to be able to use the... and maybe I should have just pitched it. We put one on the bottom during the mulligan stage. Then we drew a second one, and then we drew another one, and we didn't have the graveyard for it. But maybe that's just because it's a really compressed, rough match. Since we're cutting mana, I kind of want to cut Tamio. Yeah, we'll do it like that. And Force Negation is important because it stops One Ring, and it stops... I mean, One Ring is the main thing you need to stop, but it can stop like a stock up. This is a mulligan. This is a keep for sure. I think we just put back the island. I'll just play this out just in case we get a chance to plow something. I think it's unlikely. They can bounce our Null Rod back to our hand, but I do think Null Rod is a good play. If we draw a blue card, bubble. I am going to just play the Null Rod because it's possible that they're going to rely on artifact mana to activate this next turn. Oh, please give me a blue card. Oh. So we do have the option of just going up the Beanstalk and waiting a turn. But then we're going to be contending with at least one construct. But we do have plows. I'm really not sure what to do here. I think investing in a Beanstalk is great if it teases out a force. And we do want to get a card deeper into our deck so we can protect the Null Rod. If they force this, that'll be a force that isn't aimed at Null Rod, which I do think is like one of the best cards we can play against them. They have Otawara. They have some number of Sink into Stupors. Okay, there's a pedal. So the fact that they had the Urza Saga Ancient Tomb start both games is very lucky, in my opinion. Like well, it's not just my opinion. Like statistically, it's unlikely that you'll have those 2 cards. You'll have like a 2-card combo, something like 16% of the time. Okay, and this can be plowed before they can draw a lot of cards. If they pass the turn, then we've got a clean plow opportunity. We need a land though. I think okay, so I think we go for this, and then if we hit a land, then we also have the thing and we can just Null Rod. Okay, and this is a land. Okay, so the question is, do we want to go ahead and waste so that we don't have to deal with as many constructs? I think we do. Yeah, I think this is a waste situation. It doesn't feel good, but we waste here. And next turn we play the Null Rod. I know every turn is like, okay, next turn we're going to do it. But they have so much mana that it's possible that we hit this and they won't be able to do anything with that. I do think I'm going to, since they're so low on cards and I'm about to stick this, no rod, I do think we go after the Ancient Tomb here. So they're going to be able to get like a Monk's Opal or something here, but they won't be able to create a second construct. Okay. It would make sense to go get Lava Spur Boots here. Grindstone. Opal. We really need a blue card to protect this null rod because they've got the Painter combo. Oh my goodness. They've got so much freaking mana. This is crazy. They had another tomb. They just had like an insane hand. So if they have any sort of artifact mana, they can just win. Painted everything red. Taking a ton here. I am going to keep this spawn for a turn cycle. This is brutal. This deck is brutal. I did win one of the 3 matches so far. It can be beaten. It's just hard. Okay, land please. Right, that's fine. They are hellbent. Okay, that's a land. That's good for us. All right, so options. 1, we get rid of Tamio. Tamio's not a problem anymore. We get rid of the construct. I'm going to do this first. No rod. They can't do anything to stop this. They can crack the clue in response. Yeah, that is one thing they can do. Okay, that reduces the total number of permanents. Now the question is, what do I plow? My instinct is, like if this, I think we have to plow this because we're just dead to. And I think we should do it now. And then they've just got, like, assuming they don't have a convenient way to get this out of play, we could just wait. Yeah, just in case they have Auto War, I need to be able to plow. And then we just take a bunch of damage. But I think they're probably going to go to combat first. So they get their card. Now they have 3 cards again. Another Urza Saga. It's super unfortunate. Okay, no reason not to attack here. I'm just going to plow now. I am going to plow this. And I'm just going to live in a world where they can bounce this and then kill us. We will get a turn. They don't have a way to destroy it. I don't think they can only bounce it. I'll take 1 damage here. They get a clue they can't immediately use, but it does make these subsequent clues huge. I need a Life from the Loam really quick or a Wasteland. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're just going to hit this. And we're just chilling. We can't really do anything, but we're stable. This is where, the Yorion builds would be better. But I realize that a lot of people don't like Yorion, so I'm intentionally playing, I guess, what I would consider a less powerful version of the deck. I don't think it's correct to plow the Tamio here. I like just keeping the plow up. They're going to be doing a lot of damage to themselves here. I mean, it's certainly tempting to just get this off the table. I think I'm going to be patient. Some sort of engine card. Okay, Brainstorm could draw us into an engine card. Okay, Beanstalk is a good card. So at this point, I think, Force of Will does combo with Beanstalk, but we want to shuffle. Maybe at this point, it may seem greedy, but I think I'm going to take the Strand and then I can Beanstalk and then I can, if I Beanstalk now, I get to keep the plow. I think I stacked that correctly. Okay, that's in. Yeah, I think keeping the plow is a good precaution here. Even though they're not doing a lot of damage. If they draw another Urza Saga, we're totally screwed. I really want to find, Malevolent Rumble would be good because it would likely dig us into an Uro. Uro can take over the game. Their constructs are going to be gigantic if they ever find another Urza Saga. I'm going to surveil. Let's find an Uro. Let's find a Loam. That is not what we're looking for. And I realize I just put back a Force of Will and that may seem incredibly greedy when I've got Beanstalk out, but I do feel like it's not going to get us where we need to go. I think it's okay to just Tamio and then Brainstorm. Our opponent is unlikely to have any sort of interaction. And by interaction, I mean that is interaction. That's okay. I'm not going to sweat that. That's a 2-for-1. All right, we can pass. Now we can block their offensive. They're just sitting there waiting to find an Auto War or something. And if they do, then I can plow and then I can just recast. I don't think they have some way to deal 2 damage, so I'll just block here. It's free to save life. Okay, we will eventually draw a Murktide. Our deck is mana hungry enough that it probably makes sense to play that out. I'm going to attack here. I'm going to immediately crack the... Oh, wait, I can't crack clues. Yeah. Okay. I think we can play this out. Yeah. I mean, I could Brainstorm that back, but we'll use the mana. Our deck is incredibly mana hungry. I probably could have held it for another turn. I think it was a mistake to play it out. We're going to take 1 here. They've got a scary amount of clues on the table. They may have blue cards in hand. Merc is precisely what we want to see. Hopefully they don't have a force. 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm going to make it full size. Xander's Lounge. They can be cycled. I don't think it hurts to swing. Next turn, we've got them on like a 3-turn clock. Yeah, I'll probably just cycle those Xander's Lounge in step. But are we ever really safe if we tap out for plow? I don't think we are. Because then they could do everything at instant speed and kill us. So I don't think we tap out here. Yeah, it's not worth sacrificing my spawn to cycle this. Malevolent Rumble. Love it. Let's go ahead and do this. 10 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock, which is enough to win this game and hopefully win the next one. They're forcing that. That's fine with me. Let's go for combat here. Okay, they're opting to block. That's fine. Okay, they scoop. That feels good. They still had another turn, potentially, but yeah. No rod. Game 1, I never put this in my board, but like after so much painter, I was just like, I should put it in there, and immediately paid out. Okay, Tommy was definitely worse if you're operating under your own no rod. I mean, like, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of thinking we bring in Terminus just because like it triggers Beanstalk. We can take out the Tommyos. It triggers it, and yeah, they do put a lot, like most of their creatures are constructs, but if we even 1-for-1 a construct, it's not that big a deal. And we the game's like, once we stabilize a little bit, this is a loam hand with a force or with a wasteland. I think this is a snap keep. We have to get it going though. They may not give us a window. If they just have the classic ancient Urza Saga and Ancient Tomb hand, like they've had every single game, and like all my opponents always have, despite the fact that it's like a 16 or 17% possibility. Okay, that's a lot of bling you're throwing around. All right. I hate to say it, but I think we just waste here, and then we can do stuff later. I don't want a single construct on my watch. Life in the Loam is going to be really good here. We're going to Loam lock them. And note that they did have the freaking Urza Saga and Ancient Tomb God hand again. Okay. I need a lot of Misties. Well, this is fine. I'm just going to chill with blue cards in hand. I can surveil. If they get, something disturbing out, we can go get a... I will say oh yeah, this is fine. They found some stuff. I think I'm just going to go ahead and plow this now. Because if I plow it now, then I don't have to... Then I can immediately loam next turn. Pick up 3 lands. That'll be pretty awesome. All right. Let's go get our Trop and slurp up some lands. 1, 2, 3. It's been a long time since I waste locked somebody. I will will I force to protect? No. I'll just let them have it and then I'll try again. I will force that. I think we need to pitch the negation so we have path to action. Okay, they scooped. They scooped as soon as they saw my life change. All right, we beat the Blue Painter Menace. All right, so now I'm 2-1 against it. Like, granted, I was playing my Bant Beach deck earlier. Yeah, that felt good, though. See you in round 2. Round 2 up against an unknown opponent with a great hand. This is an insane hand. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, Beanstalk, thank you for coming back. Tommy was fine. You can try to tempo me. Somewhat of a tempo player myself. Something of a tempo player myself, I think is how the meme goes. All right. Go in for a sweet embrace. Don't play a wasteland so I can get my Beanstalks going. Whoa, do you not have a land? No, you have a land. Of course you have a land. All right. Oh, Esper. Stoneblade. Well, I think we let them resolve this, and then we hope that we're going to... Yeah, I'm going to let them resolve this. I'm going to hope, if they're on Esper Stoneblade, that they're playing fewer... go get Caldra. Go get that Caldra. That sweet Caldra that Leyline Binding loves so much to grab. Okay. All right, so let's get our Surveil. I'm kind of tempted. I'm so tempted to just get the other card. Yeah, I'm going to get the other card. We've got 2 Leyline Binding in our hand. We've got like the freaking combo, basically. We could... Yeah, let's go up the Beanstalk first. I will allow you to hit me with that Caldera a couple times. I'm not scared. If they force, I'll force back. I want this to stick. I don't have time, like with Caldera out. Okay, good. We're in. Wasteland. All right, so at least we've got a mana source, even if they waste us. Hopefully they don't waste us. Okay, that's a relief. Caldera can come in, and I'll just start leyline binding it. I would love to draw a green source so I could play a second Beanstalk. They are stacking up clues over there. It's scary. They've got their damage engine and their card advantage engines online. Loam is so good. Okay, so here's the real question. Do we go up the Beanstalk? If we go up the Beanstalk, then these leyline bindings are even juicier. Here's what I think we should do. I think we should waste them and we should go up the Beanstalk. I'll play this out. If they waste us off of green, it's so devastating. Because this Savannah is everything. Okay. We could waste them and we could loam and we could just take another hit. I think I'm going to waste them off black. Yeah, I'm playing with fire. What can I say? Let's loam. I don't want to get caught with no lands. Are they going to daze down to nothing? They're forcing. Okay. We can just draw that next turn instead. Then we can loam, and then we can get a green source. Okay, they don't have waste. That's great. Because what I was afraid of is that they have the waste. Okay, so now we actually do need to take care of this Caldera. Like, we can't take very many more hits like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loam. Go ahead and flip her. That's totally chill with me. If you want to spend your resources on that. Okay. So we are going to get our loam back. I love loam. And now we're going to go ahead and hope that they don't have a daze because that does wreck us pretty bad. We're going to get back 3 lands. Okay, we are in. The simple thing to do is just to play the Misty and then grab a Tundra and then do it. We're at 6. So this actually has to go through or we're dead. Draw trigger. I don't want a replacement effect. Okay. All right, we're in and we just take this token. We'll leave them with the nice equipment that they can Teferi bounce later if they want to. They won't have the mana to do that in one turn cycle. We'll take 1 damage here. Can we control this aggro control deck? We've got their mana under them. They are not bothering fetching basic here. Or actually, they didn't fetch there. That was just actually they're coming in for another hug. So I believe we can keep them off of ever equipping the Caldera by just judiciously wasting them. Okay, so options. I think we go up the Beanstalk first, and then we can leyline bind again. I can do this during their turn. Binding. Or every time I have to go over there and click it is kind of irritating. Okay, that's good. I think we can just hold up both a binding and a plow, just in case of like some catastrophe. I think I'm going to start by casting this because I do want to resolve this. Okay. Cancel. Are we in? We're in. I think we just go after Tamio, and if they brainstorm here, I'll just force a negation. I think we let this resolve. I mean, we're low enough that it might make sense to just plow here. We've got such an abundance of cards. Yeah, now you can take whatever you want. Probably take the Beanstalk, I would imagine. Okay. They have lots of clues to crack. We are not out of the woods. They took... Okay, that must mean they don't have a Bowmasters if they're taking our Brainstorm. Another Stoneforge. What is this going to get? Cryptic Coat? Cryptic Coat's a potentially lethal attacker. Yeah, Cryptic Coat. Okay. We could double waste them this turn and keep them off deploying Cryptic Coat if they don't have a land. I think that's actually fine. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So now let's waste them. I'll aggressively waste them off white. Oh, wait, did I screw up? Oh, I'm so dumb. Yeah, for some reason I thought like, oh, we can do that. No, we're going to take 3 damage now. We won't necessarily take 3 damage, but it's pretty hard to deal with it. Yeah, I think that was a huge mistake. I just made a huge mistake. And I didn't even go after the blue source, which I should have, because they could have Murktide here. Okay. Opting not to do anything here, that's fine. All right. So I think we just have to accept that if they have Bowmasters, we're screwed. This is good for force negation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by playing this. We go green here, Beanstalk, If you have Bowmasters, the game is over. A Murktide is quite good. We're still going to take 3 from the Cryptic Coat creature, but we're going to draw a bunch of cards here. I'm going to get rid of Loam. No, I got plenty of time. 1. Go ahead and do this. 1. Oh, we have an Uro in our yard? I didn't even see that. I'm such a bad player. I'll do that, and I'll just take all the sorceries and instants, and I'll hope that they don't have a Brazen Borrower. A Plow is actually totally welcome here. They force. That's fine. I'll draw my 3 cards. 1. Not lands. Okay, there's an Uro. Okay, another Wasteland. I think we just have to waste here, and then we start Uroing next turn. Doesn't really matter what we do, because they're just going to put the thing in. I'll go after the white source. It's fine. Okay, next turn, they can attack us for 4 down to 1. We do have enough mana to put Uro in. We'll be down to 1, but Uro will help us get out. We can actually just bring Uro back, which is kind of nice. We have the cards on our graveyard. Okay, we're dropping to 1. So like a single Bowmaster ping and we're dead. Do you have Bowmaster as your last card? It's unfortunate. Yeah, we were like, we're super soft to Bowmaster. But I'm going to bring in Terminus here. That'll help. Yeah, I did feel like I was getting owned the entire game, basically. Yeah, I think a lot of that was they had the days, and then they also were on the play. So Force Negation comes out in this matchup for sure. Carpets come in. We can definitely use the mana. Terminuses come in. They're a fair deck that's winning through creature combat. They did not seem scared of my Life from the Loam or Wasteland thing at all. I think Spell Pierce could come out too. The things we're trying to stop are creatures. I'm not taking any lands out. I think Rumble's good. I don't think we ever take out Rumble because it fills up the graveyard. I didn't see any tech lands, which makes me kind of want to take out the waste. Well, not take out the waste, but take out the Loam. They may bring in something to stop Loam. Like, actually, I don't know what you would use to stop Loam. I do know that they could bring in Surgical for our Uros. Since we're bringing in Terminus, I think it makes sense to cut a Tomio. This hand's fine. Again, our biggest concern is, yeah, we have do we have a blue-green Surveil? Yeah, so I'll do that. And in my humble opinion, you always just want to get the Surveil out. Stifle would be devastating. All right, Hedge Maze. We do want that. I'm just going to play this out, and I'll pass. Now we have Brainstorm plus Shuffle if they attempt a Bowmaster or something. I doubt they'd main phase it. See what they get. If they get Caldra, I'll just plow it. This Caldra. So I think it makes sense to just plow now, because that is transit in their hand. Actually, if they put more mana into it, it's totally fine with me. And we could let them connect. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the other tap land out of my deck. All right. Now we can Uro. We were very far from bringing Uro back. That's okay. I think we can not show our opponent how close we are. Oh, yeah, I could have played that out and then I'd have a Plow for their thing. That was a misplay. We'll see what we draw. Maybe we draw another white source. Okay, Uro's in. We put the Trop in. We drew Force, which is a good card. Pairs well with our Brainstorm. We are going to take 6 here, though. Or 5, rather. All right. So the reason for letting them put that in is now we can just get rid of it pretty easily. I want to brainstorm. This is a safe time to brainstorm, and I want to find another land to escape Uro next turn. Would be fine. Second Uro is fine. We don't have a land to put in. I think we ponder here. What I'm really looking for is, yeah, we don't want to get Surgical. I think I'm going to actually go like this. Then we can go ahead and ponder several times. But I want to find a Beanstalk. Murktide's good, but it'll be better when we have Beanstalk. We found an Uro here. I think it makes sense to go ahead and just plow now, just to ensure that this resolves. And then we can ponder. Okay, it did not resolve. So I think we just go for it again next turn. We have plenty of plows. And we have the Leyline Binding. Even if they, hypothetically, ooh. We want Terminus on top for sure. So I think I'm going to stack it like this. I'll take my Carpet. They can't waste this off white, which is fantastic here. So hopefully they put even more creatures on the table. They're surveilling. They are playing on basics this game. It's possible that they could, whatever it's called, Harbinger of the Sea, us, which also gets answered. Strix is fine. They do get a card from that. So it's like, it's not bad at all. I'm going to definitely have to force to protect this Terminus. It's very important at this point. So let's go ahead and cast this. Oh, I have to click the card here. Okay, that's so confusing. All right. So they can Teferi this back to their hand, and that would be scary. They have 2 islands out. Okay. So I can just bring back Uro. Okay. And we still have 13 minutes on the clock, which is not a ton of time. I am a little anxious about that. We're going to add green. And now we're going to Uro. Blue. Blue. And if they daze this, it's not the end of the world. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gain some life. Draw Leyline Binding. Do we want to force to protect? No, because I'll just do it again. It'll take a while, but I'm here for a long time. Not a good time. I feel like that's like the perfect encapsulation of combo versus control. I'm here for a long time, not a good time. And control combo players are like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Yeah, I mean, that happens. We got some benefit out of it. It's a 1-for-1. Okay, so we're drawing wild, and then we're Uroing again. Beanstalk, you don't say. Hopefully this draws us into a land. That's fine. It's in, and now I am going to plow it. I would like to Leyline Bind it, but if I Leyline Bind it and they bounce it, it comes back. Okay, you got a construct, or you got a token. I'll Leyline Bind one of those, especially if I find a white source. I didn't? Okay, but I've got lots of Leyline Bindings, which is great. And I'm so happy that I have this basic plains. It's just so OP having a plains that can't be destroyed. They're down to 4 cards. We're gradually working through their cards. Getting 2-for-1s. Being diligent. I think we force because I get a card. Sorry, Uro. I want to keep this around. Brainstorming in response. That's fine. If they are managed to remove this, then suddenly my Leyline Bindings are not nearly as good. Oh, whoa, Scoob. That's a great card. Okay. Fetching. Because next turn we can Leyline Bind the token and we can Murktide and draw just tons of cards. Please don't get rid of my Up the Beanstalk. They fetched. I don't know why they fetched when they did. Do they have a Thoughtseize for me? Right, this is a great start. We can just go ahead and get a land here. I do think it's possible they have Harbinger, but like that's not gonna, like nothing I'm doing here is gonna change that. So we'll go blue, blue, Merc. 1, 2, 3, 5. Blue, blue. I'll draw a card. It's a land. I'll just pass. They remove this. It's gonna eat more of my clock. It's fine. They're trying to find a plow, I bet. Plow gives me a ton of life, keeps me alive. That's fine. That's fine. They go get an equipment. Aegis. Respect. Now, I think the way that Aegis is templated, I can bind it out. I'm just going to go ahead and do this just to draw a card and get rid of their Orc Army. That is good to know about, though. Okay. So this comes in. I'm going to hit their Orc Army. Just remove material from the table. Do I want to also Leyline Bind this? I think it's good to have double Leyline Bind to handle Aegis. There's an Uro. I'm going to swing first. Okay, they're taking some damage. Now we're going to go blue, green, whatever, Uro. Gain some life. We draw some card, a card. I will put this Caracas into play. And I will bounce this back to my hand, sure. I don't have anything else in my graveyard. It's going to be a while. I can use a bit of an engine. Now we can pass. And when they Aegis, I should be able to Leyline Bind it. And I think it stops this from ever leaving play. I'm going to go ahead and do this first. Wait. Yeah, I'm going to do this first. Rumble's good. This one will grab this, which should prevent Murktide from leaving play, I believe. Now that gets countered. What? It still does it? Oh, it didn't work. Okay. All right. Thank goodness. I was like freaking out there. I mean, they can keep playing, but yeah. Okay. I appreciate them not making me play at the next 2 returns. We were really far ahead. Leyline Binding is freaking correct. Man, I feel so good. I feel so good playing Up the Beanstalk again. Malevolent Rumble's a huge shot in the arm to the deck. Being able to play white removal, like I definitely think that black is pretty damn good. Like I think from the bans, the biggest beneficiary of this ban is probably the card Fatal Push. And I do think it makes black like really powerful because now black doesn't have to worry about dealing with Troll, which was a very powerful card they used to have to deal with. Do we see anything to change anything we're doing? Not really. I think we just play quickly. Happy to have the double carpet in the sideboard. This deck consumes mana like none other. This is like the greediest. It's not the greediest. Like you could play like 5-color Beanstalk, throw Yorion. I mean, Anzi D, the namesake of this deck that I'm playing. Like I basically took Anzi D's old deck and I just started culling stuff. And then I was like, let's try a Malevolent Rumble. And then I like made it from like a 5-color deck to a 3-color deck. I think Xander's Lounge is a terrible card, but it's got great art and great flavor. I love just like this guy has the Grixis Lounge. I want to play some Grixis Cube in the Grixis Lounge. Tamio. So I have to admit that like I'm very embarrassed to say this. I didn't actually look at what I was drawing because this is not a keep. This is a terrible freaking hand. And if they waste us, the game is over. So like I'm very sorry, my excellent friends. I was just so like delighted thinking about the Grixis Lounge that I just clicked like out of habit. Like I didn't actually look at my hand to see whether it was a keep. Yeah, we're gonna have to find a land, but if we do, we've got carpet and everything will be fine. Come on, deck, you gotta bail me out. All right, okay. So this and then Uro seems pretty good. I think there's a decent chance this gets forced. It's just too good for this world. Let's go. And I do think Uro is the correct. Well, we could just Leyline Bind. The Clue. No, that doesn't seem good. I think I am going to just add green here. And we're going to Uro. Focus on the clock. Beanstalk is great. I'm going to be sad if they can remove this. They can still Stone Age us by wasting us and then Prismatic Ending. Yeah, Prismatic Ending is coming. The good news is we did get the mana. Bad news is we no longer have the carpet. Do they have a Wasteland for the land drop? That would be devastating. Okay. I'm not sure if they've actually even played a Wasteland, but in my mind, like I used to always play it, and I'd always play it with Wasteland. I think the play is go ahead and ponder. Go ahead and brainstorm because we can safely cast that right now. Please find a land. Okay, we're good. We're gravy. I'll put these back. Now I'm going to go ahead and go for the gold. This is the force. The days. I can see why they were so eager to Prismatic End that. Yeah, so next turn we're going to Beanstalk. We don't have white, unfortunately, so we actually can't do anything. I'll just Beanstalk and then I'll Ponder, and if Ponder gets countered, that's fine. They probably have Bowmaster now. Oh, if we just... Do we want to bait out the Bowmaster? I really need... yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Ponder, and then I'm going to Brainstorm when they Bowmaster me. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And that'll give me the shuffle I need. Okay, now Brainstorm. All right, not ideal. But this is the first spell. We are going to get a Ponder after this. I don't think... I mean, Leyline Binding is cracked. I don't think Tamio is where we need to be right now. We have plenty of card draw if this Beanstalk resolves. Yeah, this way at least we have a land drop for the turn. But I want to find a white source and I want to get rid of this monkey on my back right now. This Orcish Bowman. Okay, now we Ponder, we shuffle. Yeah, that's... Well, Rumble's pretty good. Did we play a land this turn? We didn't play a land yet, so I think we go for Rumble here. But if we whiff, it's pretty bad. They already dazed us. There's a decent chance they don't have a second daze. If they daze us, like we're just totally sitting still doing nothing. But I want to bend these. Like we're guaranteed to hit a... Yeah, I'm going to take a chance. We get hit. Okay, now let's Rumble. Let's get ready to Rumble. Don't daze me. Oh, thank goodness. Such a freaking relief. My goodness. Okay, taking that sweet Caracas. And we'll just chill. We've got Uro. We've got Plow into Uro next turn. Yeah, feeling good. Yeah, we have double green. I can't believe that my atrocious keep. My deck has been so kind to me. Thank you, deck. You didn't have to do this. Okay, we have lots of life. All right, Brainstorm. That does flip her. I can Leyline Binder. The dream is we Caracas, we Plow, we Beanstalk. I think that is higher. Oh, no. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, we're going to be paying 3 for our bindings for the rest of the game, unfortunately. That's how the deck is constructed. So I'm going to go ahead and do this first. Bitey bye. Now we're going to go ahead and boom, boom, Beanstalk. Yeah, so they are playing Wasteland. I wasn't crazy to play around it this entire time and fret about it and stuff. I think we just ponder here, try to find a land. Wait, did we play Caracas this turn? Yeah, we did. I think we just take Force. And, I mean, Rumble's great. I'm just going to take the Force. We're going to need a lot of mana to get through what our opponent's doing over there. We do have Daze Protection on board, though. We're going to take 2 this turn. If we get Uro out next turn and they don't plow it through some miracle, then we can win. I don't think that's consequential. I mean, it stops Uro, but I can just plow it out of the way if I need to. Another Tamio. That's fine. Got so many clues. I think keep their mana lean is going to be worth it. Okay, so here's my thinking. We can just Tamio her back to hand, but she's our white source. We have a Rumble on top, which I would like to cast. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Leyline Bind. I'll go like that. Leyline Bind. Wait a second. I don't have a freaking Plains. Cancel. All right. Sorry, Rumble. You're not going to, I'm not going to use you. I am going to get a Plains so I can pay less. Let's get a second, a Savannah. No, I'll just get a, now we're going to go white, blue, green, Leyline. Get the trigger. Random card off the top. Comes in. We're going to get rid of this Tamio that is threatening to kill us. Now, we don't really have anything we can do this turn. I can just Caracas this back for momentum now before they can do anything to flip it. Okay, and then I think we just chill. 2 more. It's okay. 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes on the clock. We need to hurry. Murktide does it. Murktide would be spectacular if we can find one of our 3 Murktides. Let's take this 3. I don't care. That's a problem. Now we need to find another Leyline Binding. Yeah, for some reason it didn't occur to me that could be in their deck, but it makes sense that it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and blue, blue, green, green. Blue, get our Uro back. 1, 2, Uros back. Get some life. Draw a card. Oh, you're going to plow now? Well, I guess Caracas it back to hand. I should have just forced that because now we have to deal with this Kaito. Put this out. Okay, I could just Uro again, but then that basically guarantees that I'm going to get hit by Kaito again. In my deck, blue, green. I'm mostly just worried about the clock here. Okay, so we're going to start forcing stuff. We take tons of damage. I can't have 6 through the turn. They can plus Kaito and deal damage pretty quickly here. Do you want to cast anything? I would like to force that. Okay, land. Do the Surveil trigger. It's fine. Wasteland's fine. That's annoying. We'll force that. Okay, Leyline Binding deals with Kaito. Let's start by bringing Uro back. Blue, green, green. Uro. Done. Uro's back. Okay. Put a land in. Okay. He's there to stay. Now I'm going to go get a Plains. It doesn't really matter. It's in case they have triggers. Do you have a force? Okay, comes in. Dial this. 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Like if they just keep plowing me, like I don't think I can win. Clue. Land. Tamio is fine. They can flip her. I don't care. I can't really afford to attack her. I guess I will attack her. Okay, that's fine. I'll just kill her real quick. It does take a turn cycle and there are a lot of triggers and stuff. Okay, I'm just going to white. Let's go for this. Pew. Cast this while I can without a Bowmaster. Okay, Terminus is not what we're looking for. I'm going to put back this Ponder. Fetch here just to get it out of the way. There should be a land still left in my deck. Probably just the Surveil land. Okay. Do what we want on top. I'm going to go ahead and Beanstalk. Blue, blue. Actually, I'm going to attack Tamio first I'd rather them use their removal on this. Tamio. Okay, Wasteland comes in. I'll hit them. I'm going to waste. There it lands. Murktide. 2, 3. Double trigger. They can do a lot of stuff here. Yeah, they have my number. Another Murktide I might be able to win. I don't know if I have enough time to Uro and get him back in. I'm going to try it. Blue, blue. This is a more sure path to victory, I think. If this doesn't work, I will just lose. Cards, pass. F6. I'm just F6ing and seeing if I can get 3 cracks in before they find. I think they've used all their plows. 1, 2, 3. They have 1 plow left in their deck. Stoneforge Mystic. Assimilation Aegis. Okay. So we need to find a Leyland Binding. Okay. I don't have time to win, unfortunately, because I have to plow this and then I have to Merc. I mean, I do have this game if I have more time, but trigger, blue, blue. Yeah, 2 seconds. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see what we would have drawn here. We would have gotten a, if we'd found a Leyline Binding, we could have just done the trick we did before. Let's see. 1. Is it going to let me draw? Sometimes it doesn't let me draw. Yeah, it's frustrating. I think we played fine. I just need to play a little faster. The deck is incredibly click intensive, but it felt great. I mean, and this is a tough deck to beat. This is a deck that has 4 Bowmasters probably and has plows to deal with us and wastelands and stuff. Yeah, I'm not embarrassed by going to time in that round, but I'm going to try not to go to time. Thanks for your patience, my excellent friends. See you in round 3. All right, congratulations to my round 3 opponent, Samalama, for trophying with Death Shadow. A very cool deck. They did this earlier today. Down to 2 Fatal Push. 2 Stump Out. That is going to be fine for us. These cards are great against us. We'll see what happens with the meta. Yeah, this is going to be a favorable matchup. I think we keep this. We can go get Basic Island and Ponder and try to just live on basics. You may be saying, you're playing a 3-color deck. Why are you getting fetches? They're almost certainly playing Wasteland. They're almost certainly playing Daze. This is definitely not what we want, so I'm happy to shuffle that. All right. Next turn, we can Brainstorm first. They may Daze it, and then we can just play the Savannah, and then we can Brainstorm again. But the main thing is they've got 2 Bowmasters. They have 4 Tamio, so that's going to be a big thing that they do here. I'm not going to waste that, or I'm not going to force that, but that is a way that they apply early pressure. It's a pretty good draw. I want to go ahead and Brainstorm because I don't care about the Brainstorm and see whether they're willing to Daze it because they might think I'm locked. Okay, so we have our own Tamio. If we want it, Murktide is actually something they can kill since they're playing Snuff Out. They're not playing their own Murktides. So I think we should try to go for an early Murktide here. I don't want to... we can't shuffle these lands away. I could play out a Tamio. I think I'm just going to play a land and pass. The least important land is the Savannah. Yeah, we'll do that. This way we have Daze Protected Force. And if they start wasting us, it's not that big of a deal. But we don't have basics, so we can't continue to expand with basics. We want our non-blue sources targeted because we do want to be able to resolve a Murktide later. So they're going to come in for a hug. And they may try to Brainstorm. They don't have that many ways of flipping her. So it may be worth just forcing a Brainstorm if they Brainstorm here. Because we don't have an answer to a flip Tamio at the moment. Okay, they're passing. This is good for us. Anything that gives us time is good for us. All right, so my temptation is to go ahead and just ponder here. They are representing force. The other thing I could do is just play a land and chill. Play a Tamio. Now, I feel like we're pretty priced into forcing Bowmasters though. But I'm okay with that. The main reason is if we Bowmaster, or if we Brainstorm now, we're going to lose Tamio to combat damage. Fatal Push. All right, well, I'm going to just Brainstorm in. They're forcing. All right. Well, I'm going to pitch Ponder because I could Brainstorm a second time. You know what? No, I can't Brainstorm a second time. Yeah, I don't have the blue mana. Never mind. I was just like, oh, why am I forcing her? You just brainstorm. It's not. They force the second time, I'll be so happy because that means they have basically nothing left. Street Wraith. Okay. All right. So she flips, but she survives. Oh, wow. These are insane cards. Yeah, we want this loam. Probably. We'll see whether they waste us. If they don't waste us, I'm willing to not use the loam. But it does fill up our graveyard. I should have put the freaking plow on top. I think that was a misplay. I'm going to keep the plow just on spec. Like, I don't want to plow this Tamio. I'll just let them have it and let them have their card advantage. I need to be able to take out a Bowmaster or, of course, like a Death Shadow if they get that, if they get close to that. Okay. So this is a window where we can ponder and then we can plow. I'm going to play this land out. Yeah, let's ponder. And then if they try to Bowmaster it, I'll just plow. Okay, they're fetching. Got movement all over the place. All right. Grafdigger's Cage. Bowmasters. Sure. Pinging me? Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and plow here just to reduce the likelihood that they can do something with it. I know plow's a very powerful card in this matchup, but I don't want to be under Bowmaster's thumb. They're forcing the Hellbent. Okay, this is good for us because now we can resolve Murktide and it'll be the biggest thing on the board. So none of these are particularly appetizing right now, considering there's a Bowmasters we can't deal with. So I'm just going to shuffle this. So it does give them a trigger. Okay, another Tamio. Not too happy about that. They're hitting us. Okay. Now, get ready for the biggest biggest Murktide you've ever seen. They can't be bigger than this, at least not when they're first cast. I do want to keep a plow in there so I can regrow it, but I'll take everything else out. All right. You wanted to reduce your life total, right? Guess what? I can help you with that. If they draw like a snuff out, that's the only thing that gets them out of this. I'll actually even make it buffer when I minus the Tamio. I'm so excited about just minusing Tamio and getting the plow and taking out the Bowmaster. I can play out the Tamio and it can even chump for the other Tamio. It's like Elder Tamio sending her younger self back in time to like take a bullet for her, basically. Take an arrow for her. 2 cards. Wasteland. They can crack the other clue and flip her, but I'll just kill her. Definitely in the business of killing a flip Tamio here, if they want to do that. That's fine. Killing is my business and business is good. Yep. She's such a good card. Like I said, like when she was first printed, I said both Psychic Frog and Tamio will be banned within like an 18-month time period. And that has not come to pass yet. It's been like not even a year. But I wouldn't be surprised if eventually people are just like, oh, yeah. Okay, so I can play her out, see if she resolves. I can play this out. I can minus, I can plow, or I can just plus and chill. Let's see what happens when I go into combat. I'm pretty sure I can successfully kill this Tamio, and I'm pretty sure it's correct too. Because we're looking for like a, big damage. That's a lot of damage. And now I think I do just plus her. This way, they've got pretty bad attacks. We can Caracas Tamio back to our hand if we need to. Oh, they have another Tamio. Can correct that. I'd rather her not flip here. That worked out great. I'm trying not to be too cocky because they have very explosive like sequences where they drop like multiple Death Shadows. But unless they have the ability to give a Death Shadow haste, which I don't think they have based on their list they played earlier today. What? You're crazy. You are absolutely crazy. That is nutty that they're still doing damage to themselves when I'm about to hit them for 9. Okay, they did find the snuff out. All right. And they're replaying their Tamio. Okay, cool. All right. So, Rumble's a great rip. Let's do it. Rumble in the Bronx. Awesome movie. Jackie Chan. Oof. I think we just surveil here. Yeah, it would have been great if we could just get any of the 4 cards. If it was like an intuition, that'd be pretty crack. Play this out. If I can bin an Uro, that's sick. We don't actually have the mana to play him because I mistap like a fool. I don't need another Malevolent Rumble, I don't think. I mean, it would help me get to an Uro. I'm going to plus here. They don't have good attacks to get her out of the way. I've got a Chumper 2 now if I need it. Let's come in. This card like blocks a Death Shadow. Okay. We've not drawn any cards yet, so we could go ahead and draw a card. No, wait. I don't want to do that with Bowmaster out. I just want to chill. And begin combat. I should have bounced her last turn. So I'll do it now. And if they have a brainstorm, they can brainstorm her. Okay. Come on over. Yeah, scoops. I mean, we're super favored here. This is like a... Yeah, like if last round was like pretty dicey, this round I feel like we've got like at least a 70-30 matchup. Like any white deck versus Death Shadow is a nightmare. Okay, so Carpet definitely comes in. Wastelands, they don't have any real reason to waste. Like we're not gonna like waste lock them. They do have basics, and they don't even need that much mana. I think Terminus is well warranted here. If we're taking out the Wastelands, we could take out the Loams. I mean, we did bring in the Carpet. It's the Ancestral Recall. I don't know that we need it. Let's take a look at their sideboard real quick. 1 Engineered Explosives, pretty good against us. 3 Consign to Memory, maybe before the ban announcement, but like there's no reason to play Consign anymore. I think it's a crappy card that was only good because of Eldrazi. Maybe I'll take that back later, but Spell Pierce is much better. Yeah, they don't really actually have that much to bring in against us. Best thing they could probably bring in against us would be, yeah, I mean, like now Spell Bomb, I guess. Yeah, if they're going to be bringing that in, I definitely don't mind taking the Loam out. They didn't even see the Uro, but they did see the, yeah, and Spell Pierce, it's okay. I'd rather have 2 Termini. Spell Pierce can come out. They're, yeah, we're not going to tempo them at all. So Spell Pierce comes out in those types of matchups. Actually, Force Negation should come out too. I already submitted. Because it's 100% creature spells that we fear here. This is a snap keep. Okay, they're cycling. We'll see how aggressive they can be. Now they're on. Were they on the play last game? No, we were on the play. Okay. With Street Wraith, it's much easier for them to flip Tomio aggressively. If you want to watch a video of me playing Death, oh, holy cow, that's so good. And then I can just deploy another one if they daze here. They did daze. Okay. And next turn, assuming they don't waste me. Well, if they waste me, then I'll just have it again anyway. So yeah, we drew the nuts basically. Like the double Carpet. We got 2 of our sideboard cards in one go. And we're filling up our graveyard, which is good. All right. Rumble's great, but we're going to Carpet first. All right. Now I just want to Rumble and find more lands. I think we just get another Trop here because my thinking is we don't want to get wasted off blue. We don't care. We don't have green in our hand yet. Actually, I didn't need to do that. No, I didn't need to do that because I'm only getting 1 land or 1 mana. Let's use the ability to produce green and let's Rumble. I'll take the land. That's precisely what I wanted. All right. And we got a land next turn and we have plenty of fuel for Murktide. Look at how good Rumble is with Murktide. My goodness. They have 2 snuff outs in their entire 75. That's their answer to Murktide if we can get it to resolve. I'm going to be able to cast it around days. I can force protect it and we can get it in. We've got these blocker here that can keep us from dying to, yeah, I mean, this is definitely on chump duty. Take the blue mana and I'm going to start with Murktide, I guess. Giant Murktide, sure. It's not like full size, but it's so close. And I want this to resolve and then I can Rumble afterward. And I did get the enchantment out of there just in case they're playing, what's it called? Barriogoyf. I don't think they are. Life gain doesn't make sense in the context of Death Shadow. They're shocking. Brainstorming, that's fine. I'm trying to decide whether they need to force this or either that or looking for a force. I should have played a land. I didn't play a land. I'm so dumb. They could double daze this. Okay, we're lucky. Better lucky than good, as they say. Okay, so I'm kind of in favor of keeping this Misty around. I could have just gone and gotten the Surveil. Yeah, I'm going to just... No, I've got the mana on this anyway, so yeah, it'll be fine. If I need to daze protect my force. See if we can find a Leyline Binding. That would be good. They're dazing that. I will say... actually, can I undo that? Yeah, I'm just going to let that happen. I don't care. What I care about is them snuffing out my Murktide, and I have daze protection on that. So it's important not to like focus on the value. Ooh, value. That's what I would have done as a beginning player. I would have been like, oh, there's so much value there. They've already brainstormed, so they know what's coming. Did they Okay, let's see. They're getting themselves even lower in life. Even lower. So I'm trying to see if they brainstormed yesterday. Like, I can't remember if they shuffled afterward. They're digging like crazy. They could assemble like double days and snuff out or something like that. Do they have borrower in there 75? Oh, they do. They have a couple borrowers. So they're not completely dead to this. Okay, yeah, and I'm happy to just plow right through her. If anything, I prefer having a few turns to like insulate myself because yeah, let's not use it yet. I'll use it after combat. Boom. Go to combat. I think they're going to take it. It's fine. I have 2 points of interaction currently if I don't do anything, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm just protect the queen here. Next turn, I think they're going to attack so they get the clue. They might, if they hold back, that's a sign of like extreme weakness. Oh my goodness. They went to 2. All right, so let's go ahead and petty theft it. Let's force this with force negation. Gets exiled. Shadow is not going to stop me. That's fine. They can't attack. All right, I'm going to surveil. Just looking for like, I mean, I take like up the Beanstalk. I take a lot of things here. I don't need a land. Xander's Lounge can be cycled. Call me crazy. I think I'm going to cycle this. Let's cycle. Misty. It doesn't do anything. Well, I'm going to hit them. I'm not worried about this. And this, they have to block here. I can play this out. Now I have, yeah, I just have to hold Tomio. I'm just worried that there's like double days or spell pierce or something on my force. So I don't feel confident hardcasting it. Okay, this is going to kill them. Sure. All right, good game. Okay, wow. 13-13 Death Shadow on this deck on the table. Okay. Yeah, when you finally when your Death Shadows have reached their final level, you are dead. All right. This is fun, man. I'm having so much fun. This deck's a blast to play. All right, we're up against my friend JoyfulWaffle. Good luck. Have fun. Hopefully he's on blue-black because this is a strong hand against blue-black. We're on the play. He may be on Delver, but Delver's chill too. Either one. I don't want to play against Bummasters. Hopefully he's not on blue-black. Okay. Basic. Delver. All right, that's fine. I'm going to surveil. And then I'll just go get a Tundra. I think we graveyard that and we can get it if we need it later. Rumble. Okay, so we have 2 options. One, we can just rumble now. It's probably going to get dazed. Or we could just play this out, fetch. I could keep this. Well, if I get a Savannah, then I have access to loam, and I can just loam back if they waste me. I mean, my instinct is to go ahead and just go get the land. I'll get a Savannah. That way we have 2 green sources, and then I can rumble. Because I want to advance my game plan. I'm not worried about taking 3 here. I'm an Uro deck, after all. Right? That's pretty freaking phenomenal. My goodness. We can just put the green source in the bin. And then we can... I'll take the binding. This is insane. And then next turn we can just loam. And we're cooking. Delver does not flip. They can't even daze us because we get one of our mana back from Malevolent Rumble. It's such a good card. Like, this is the face of control, in my opinion. This is like the premier control deck, like Bant. I think that's going to be like way better than playing Jeskai right now. Yeah, I mean, like I feel that way. At least these past few matches, I felt that way. I played a few leagues with this, but I was dealing with Eldrazi and crap like that that we don't have to worry about anymore. All right, so yeah, let's get our loan back. Okay, I did not mean to pass through my. It's a good thing that you get 2 main phases. So I think the simple thing to do is just go ahead and do this, and if they daze, I'll just sack the spawn. 1, 2, 3. Do we want to get the wasteland? I don't actually care to get the wasteland. I don't think I'm going to be wasting them. I'll get this. Yeah, I don't think. Okay, they're going to fetch. Okay. Spell Pierce. Okay. So that was the card that they could have used. So I'm going to go ahead and hit their black source. And then I can just go again next turn. I don't think there's too much risk in doing this. Because again, I have this. They have to get rid of this. And they have to waste me. Delver is stubbornly refusing to flip. Delver flips about 40% of the time. Brainstorm. Looking for land, probably. I'm okay with this. I think their only basic in their deck is already on the table. We're going to loam. We're going to get back 2 wastelands this time in a fetch. That is a sick rip. No, thank you. All right, and they didn't have the days, so I think we win. It's just a question of like how many turns it's going to take to win. They could find another Now Spellbomb, but I'm going to waste them this turn. I'm just going to play super conservatively. Let's take our loam back. Let's go ahead and loam. 1. I do want this trop just in case. Yeah, I'll take the trop. We'll do that. And we'll see how many black swords they have in their deck. I assume they have all 4 of them. Delver's still not flipping, so we have even more time. All right, this is kind of unfortunate. They're probably just going to fire it off. I actually get a window where I can do stuff if they don't immediately do it. But we've done like a lot of damage. We have a wasteland for the next land. That's fine. How good was loam there? I do kind of wish I grabbed the... Oh, this card just keeps coming back. Yeah, I'll do this. See if we can find another Uro here. Some more fuel for Murktide. That's freaking sick. Yeah, Beanstalk for sure. And we've got more of these tokens. Let's just pass. If it flips, I can plow it. It doesn't flip. Yeah, it feels bad to like plow on flip Delver when you're about to gain a bunch of life off like Uro and stuff. I may need this if they do find mana. All right, I'm just going to play this out. And we're going to go up the Beanstalk. Okay, and I guess I just pass. Tons of interaction up. Still not flipping. I mean, it is tempting to Leyline Bind just to move the game along. But I don't think they have bolts or anything, so I'm not too worried about them just doing a little extra damage. Okay, they did find a land. That's good to know about. I'd be willing to bet that they have a Bowmaster in their hand. What do you say we test? Would you like to let me go to my next... There's a Bowmaster. Are you going to hit me? Or are you going to hit one of my spawns? That is fine. Just going to go ahead and plow it out of the way. I think I want to move forward with the game by Uroing here. Okay, so Uro can come back and like, not next turn. We have lots of cards that we can do to get rid of their stuff. They might be able to find another Now Spellbomb. They're probably just playing 2. Okay, they did flip the Delver. All right, I'll take it. I think this is a good window for us to go ahead and Leyline Bind. I'm going to ponder first. I really want to hit a land. Okay, Beanstalk is great. I think we just Beanstalk again. Oh no, I screwed up. I hit the, I should have tapped a different land. Want to Beanstalk again? No, I'm going to go ahead and just beat the Discipline. We'll just chill. Again, slow and steady wins the race. We've got Plow for if they do find a black source, they do. Okay, so we have to assume that Bowmaster is coming. That is fine. They're getting some extra damage here. That's okay. I'll just keep my spawn as an emergency jumper here. I am going to have to plow before I can start using my Leyline Binding because I'll take a ton of damage if I do. Okay, that's great. So let's go ahead and just plow first. Now I'm just going to go up the Beanstalk even further. Okay, Force Negation is good. I don't think it's as good as just pondering here. Okay, did we play a land already this turn? Yeah, we did. So Murktide is going to be great. I'll just Murktide next turn. And I will shuffle away that land. So I'll put it at the bottom, Murktide, and I'll just take the Flooded Strand right now. I think it's more important for us to be able to Murktide next turn than it is for us to be able to Leyline Binding. It is a problem actually, because if they do 2 here, yeah, if they just have runner Bowmasters, we could actually lose, which is crazy, but it's true. So here's what I think we do. I think we go get the land that gives us all our colors, Domain, and then we have double Leyline Binding. Thoughtseize is fine. Now they're tapped off. Okay, in the scoop. Yeah. All right, we had it. We totally had it. They didn't know that we had Mark coming, but we did. JoyfulWaffle, if you're watching this, I enjoy playing with you even when I'm playing like an extremely favorable matchup against you. So I don't think we really need to do anything. I do think this is a matchup where Terminus could come in. Terminus is just a good card, in my opinion. I think Force Negation can come out. I think Spell Pierce can come out. I'm tempted to take the Wastelands out and the Loam because they're most likely, they saw Uro, they're probably going to keep all that stuff in anyway against us. And if we're doing that, we could just keep one Wasteland in just as a mana source. I think I'm down with that. Just not really anything else. Spell Pierce is probably actually better than Wasteland. It's just not that great of a card, like as the game goes along. We got lucky and we wasted them a bunch, but that's not going to happen. Like you don't generally waste a tempo deck into submission like we did. And even though we were wasting them, they were able to use most of their cards. I think they had like 3 cards when they conceded. So Carpet is the main thing that I'm very excited about here. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we do want to take out the Wasteland and we want to bring the Loam in. If it gives us the opportunity to do that. Yeah. And the reason is they will waste us a lot probably. And there probably will be cards we can bring back from a Loam. And a one-shot Loam is totally fine. This would be an extremely bold keep. I don't think we can keep this. This is fine. This is much better. So we're going to put back... I want to keep my basics for sure. Force will be good when we draw a card. It's hard to figure out what to put back. I think the answer is probably one of the blue sources. Yeah, basics are very important in this matchup. Huge part of their game plan is wasting you and then being able to daze you because you don't have lands and you still have to advance your game plan in the phase. They do have the turn 1 threat. Best draw would be Carpet. It's not a bad draw. I get our basic island. I think I just play this out. It's going to be important not to get the Beanstalk daze, so I may actually take an extra turn. Instead of getting the basic island, I'll probably go get the Surgical. Okay, that's good to know about. All right, we're 17. I definitely think they have Bowmasters here. It's terrifying. So I think the play is go fetch the thing in the end step, the lounge. And then once we've gotten rid of that, they are waiting for the opportune time. I think what we probably want to do, get Beanstalk on the stack, then they Bowmaster, and then we ley line. But they'll necessarily get a bunch of triggers, but we do get a card. I think it's probably worth it. Let's get Lounge. We're already at 13. I feel very confident that they have a Bowmasters here. I'm going to wait. They could have Plow, or they could have Force, or even Force of Negation or something, but I'm not going to let this hit me again. All right, we're in. It's exiled. That's a good feeling. They can get it back with a Brazen Borrower. That is annoying. But what they don't know is our hand is just oops all lands. I'm still going to be patient. I can't be patient anymore. I need to go for this. It's too good of a card. Bowmaster comes in. Unfortunately, we know they have Surgical. So I think what I have to do here is just put in Crocus and bounce it. So they can't. So that triggers. Now we're going to Crocus this back, and we have a card we can pitch with Force if we need to. Yeah, we're in trouble, but we're 14 life at least. Definitely don't want to force into days, so we're going to wait on that. What we're looking for is some sort of removal spell. We have enough mana that we can Leyline Bind the Bowmaster, which is not perfect because it comes back and it pings again. Plow is definitely the preferred means of removing Orcish Bowmasters. Ponder. Them surgicaling our forces would also be pretty nasty. Okay, they're coming in for a hug. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a second one in their hand. By the way, they're, they got the mana on tap to do it. All right, that's a pretty perfect draw. So options. 1, we Plow, and then we go for Uro again, and then we see whether they replay it. Force Negation. I think this is pretty important. So at this point, Uro, knowing they have a Surgical in our hand, Uro's not going to do us a lot. It could be that Tommy was actually better because, but gaining life is actually really good here. I think I'm going to pitch Tomio. All right, we are free of that. Let's go get our basic island. Do not want to risk getting wasted off of blue. And now we can go. Okay, so we get some life. Bounce this back to our hand. Now we've got Force back up. Although, again, we don't want to use it yet. And it's basically like if they can find another Bowmasters, we're in deep trouble. If they can't, and they're not proactively playing it out, which tells me they probably don't have it because they really should be pushing for damage here. Beowulf is annoying. Okay, hear me out. I think we can survive this. We're not quite yet. We can get to the point where we can essentially like escape Uro on the same turn cycle. We're not quite to that point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do this first. We're in. Okay, let's ponder. We have to find a plow. They can surgical at any point. Oh, this is so good. So good. We have the mana to do this. I'm going to go ahead and just... I want the ley line too. Yeah. Oh, we're not going to get it though, unfortunately. Yeah, we don't have the choice because I screwed up. I should have fetched first. All right, so I'm going to get a trop here. Now we're going to go blue, white, colorless, ley line binding, draw trigger. They daze, I force, draw trigger. We are so allow listed. My goodness, if they don't have a follow-up, that feels incredible. They can bounce that out of play and do stuff later. We're not like out of the woods, but that was a big turn. Right. It's worth noting that by pitching Uro, he is not surgical. Our opponent hasn't like done anything. They haven't brainstormed or anything to put. So we know surgical is one of the 3 cards in their hand. I would definitely be considering. Oh, we get a trigger. Now I'm going to attempt to ponder, and then I can brainstorm if they Bowmaster here. Merc is precisely what we're looking for here. So I'm just going to Merc. Blue, blue. Giant Murktide that cantrips. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I want to get this all because I know what they have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Blue, blue. That way they cannot get, they cannot surgical. I think this is okay. Yeah, I'm just going to let this happen. So I get my draw trigger, another brainstorm. Okay, these brainstorms are terrible if they have Bowmaster. They haven't surgical. Their hand is surgical, 1 unknown. Brainstorm. We're still very vulnerable. We've got 11 minutes on our clock if we can't win this game. Ponder. They're digging. They might have a Murktide of their own. Okay, they tapped out, so we can definitely do some brainstorm shenanigans. If we can find a fetch, we can get rid of some cards. I'm going to go ahead and brainstorm first. All right, this is not good, but it's not terrible. I'm going to go ahead and just Tomio and brainstorm immediately. Oh, well, I can't do that because I've already brainstormed for the turn. So I can do it during the upkeep. Wasteland. I go after Caracas here. I think I just let it happen. We're very dead to Bowmaster still. It's going to be surgical in my use of this Tomio. I think I am going to go ahead and just brainstorm. And maybe it's a fatal push that they have. Don't do it! Okay, let's get deeper. So Tomio will flip now. She's going to die though, unfortunately. Plow. Okay, she's not going to die. Everything's fine. Okay, so we'll put back this brainstorm, which we don't really want. Trop is a guaranteed draw here. She flips. This comes in. We plow. Pretty much game. Good games. As always, Joyful Waffle. Hope you're having a fantastic day. All right. Round 5. We've been just tearing it up. We lost 1 game to time with basically like a dominant board presence. This is an archetype to behold. I'll stop talking it up. See you in the final round. All right, final round. We're up against a very seasoned breakfast player. They're not going to mess with our mana. I don't think we can keep this. No, we can keep this. We can keep this. I'm going to keep this. Because this has everything we need. As long as we can find mana. No, I can't keep this. This is a fool's errand. This I can keep. I can get behind this. Heck yeah. All right. So let's put away the backup burrow. So I think we'll start off with Surveil. And then we're going to try to go up the Beanstalk. I'm going to be assertive here. Looking for land number 3. I think we take that. It's too good to put up to pass up. My greed may be my undoing, but from where they are right now, they can't turn 2 us. They could turn 3 us. This could be a Daze, Spell Pierce. I've seen both played. Another Merc. Not happy to see that. Next turn, we have to Beanstalk into a White Source. But our opponent doesn't know that we don't have more land. They just see this wasteland and think like, oh no. And that may make them a little bit more reluctant to commit to the table. They could also, fairly safely presume that we're playing. Yeah, I think if the upside of this is too high, if we can find a fetch. So rewarded, my goodness. Okay, so let's put back one of the Mercs for sure. We could also put back the Uro. Of course, we could put back the land. My instinct is to just put back both the Mercs. No, I mean, they're so good with freaking Beanstalk. Let's think about this. So we plow something, we fetch. We're going to have 4 cards. I'm gonna put back Uro. We're not even close to being able to bring him back anyway. So, yeah, the smart play is to chill. Because Breakfast can get you. We have Daze Protected Plow, which should be able to stop whatever they're doing. We have Beanstalk, so even if we're giving them 2-for-1s by plowing their Nadu, we can still go over the top, which is a great 80s movie about arm wrestling with Sylvester Stallone that everybody should watch. It should be part of the required viewing in school. Everybody, when they turn 13, they should have to sit down and watch Over the Top. Here's Nadu. That is fine. I'm just going to plow Nadu now to be mana efficient. Let's grab... I think we should get a Trop, or no, we can't get a Trop. We should get a Tundra here just so we have double blue for Merc. All right, you get a trigger. All right. Nice dodge. That's sick. And I mean that in a good way. Let's go ahead and I'm almost certain that, I could waste them off this. It actually may not be that bad of a good idea. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and go up the Beanstalk again. I think we chill with Daze Protected Plow. We cannot afford to die to Daze. We're so freaking close to just breaking away. All right, and I am going to go ahead and get rid of this. Do you have another one? That would be sick if you had another one. And not in a good way. Freaking crazy. Oh my goodness. Double Nadu, double Nomads. Just insane. I don't think we can keep up with this, but I'm going to try. I realize that it's crazy. Gosh, what a freaking hand. I'm going to play this on the channel. They're probably going to do something else too. Okay. Yeah, they can ponder. They have Illusionist. So we're dead next turn. They haven't found Force yet. Did they reveal a Nomad too? Okay, reveal Civilit. Okay, so let's see. What did they reveal? Reveals Nomads. Okay. So essentially we need 2 points of interaction here. One to remove the Nomad. Force would be great, by the way. Okay. So we don't actually have that much mana because we have to pay the full 3 for this. But I think we should. We remove Nomad. Then we draw a Force of Will. And we force the Cephalid Illusionist. Let's dream a little bigger, darling. We can do this. Two draws. The other option is to Malevolent Rumble, but that won't find us a Plow or a Force. So here they go, spamming. They find a Plow. They find a Plow. They find a Snow-Covered Island, or Plains. They found another Plow. They've got 3, and they've got 3 Plows. Okay, so we're not going to kill them anytime soon. Okay. We are going to take away the Nadu because they've shown other Nomads, and now we need to find a Force. They haven't shown Daze. Here's what I think we do. I think we ponder. We could Malevolent, or we could Murktide to draw 2 cards, which is probably actually better than pondering. Ponder gets us 4 looks. For all we know, they do have a Daze or a Force in their hand, but I think they would have forced there. So we can get a White Source off this. So, it's really just, I want to fetch the Thin. And also because if I want to keep more than 1 card off the ponder. Actually, I'm going to Surveil. I'm going to assume No, we've already used the Surveil. I will just get a Tundra here. We're going to ponder. We're going to look for a force. We're going to shuffle. We did not find the force. I'm going to concede because they just have the win next turn. Brutal. All right. This is one of the tougher matchups, but we do have some cards in the sideboard that help. So Lavinia stops them from doing the graveyard plan, assuming they don't plow her. Terminus is quite good at their plan B, and Terminus would have been a live flip during that entire experience. Groundseal also shuts off their thing, and it also cantrips, which is quite good. This is not as embarrassing as a lot of other cards because you get a card for it immediately. So it's not like you're sitting around or having to hold up black mana so that you can use it. Like I do think that like this is the matchups where it shines, where the graveyard could be a source of hassle. But you don't mind cantripping on your way through. So I think Force Negation comes out. I don't think there's a great card here. I don't think Carpet's worth playing here. They do play blue, but I think Spell Pierce could come out. Life from the Loam and Wasteland are totally good, potentially. I think we take out some Mercs. I know they trigger the thing, but we do want to keep one as a win con. Actually, because if they don't know that we're playing Uro, we pitch Uro. I'd be surprised if they bring in some sort of graveyard hate for Uro. Oh, we have to take Loam out when we're bringing in Groundseal. That's an easy cut. I'm kind of like thinking this 50 split of the two. They're not going to go after any of our lands. There's no way that they're bringing in Harbinger against us. I can't imagine them doing that. Well, if they do, we could cut a blue source. And then we can bring back in a Merc. Probably an Uro is just... Because Uro, you get value. Well, I mean, Murktide, you do get value if you have the Beanstalk out. But Uro, you always get the card. This is a great hand. I'm just going to Surveil. I will hold my cantrips to be pitched to forces. So we're going to go get the blue-green, and then we can get the white source next time. Assuming they don't play something that we can plow immediately. They most likely have 2 Cavernous Souls in their deck right now. Very scary. Let's fetch. Looking for Beanstalk. Looking for Rumble. Either one is great. Tamio is fine. We can play her out. They have Prismatic Ending, they have Plow, but it'll draw one of those. I'm just gonna do like this, and if we don't have to fetch white, we don't necessarily need to fetch white. We could go get the lounge. They're taking it slow, which favors us. But they do have like Teferi and a bunch of lights out type cards in their deck. All right, I'm going to create a clue. I am going to ponder just to see what I think I want to fetch first, just in case. So let's get a Tundra here. And I will use I go like this. These are good cards. We don't need the planes. We can't use the Leyline Binding this turn. Next turn we could Uro. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Uro now. Play this out. I'll fetch Xander's Lounge if I don't have to get into some sort of Daze Force fight. They have 2 Surveil lands in their deck. They're really they are perfectly fine playing a slow game. Urza Saga is fine. We can't interact with the Shuko coming off of that. But we can Leyline Bind it. And we can Leyline Bind a Construct if we need to. Nomad, that's fine. So it's like basically 2 redundant things. In the instep, this is the one that we have to worry about. I think it's fine to plow here. Okay. We can draw. There's the Leyline Binding we knew about. We do have a Plains on top of the deck. I think it's fine to just play that out off the Uro. I should have attacked first, technically. Now we can just fetch the thing, and then we do technically have... I don't want to flip her yet. We have so much mana that these clues could really come in handy if they stall out, if they're not aggressive. So we can get Xander's Lounge and we can Leyline Bind if we need to. And we have Force Up. Both things I'd like to cast once we have the Beanstalk on the table. Another Nomad. Okay. I don't think we move... Well, I'm going to go with the Lounge. Just since it's going to come and play tapped, I might as well get it now. All right, they can create constructs. We really want up the Beanstalk. Rumble's probably fine. We could also get Uro back, but that's not a guaranteed land. So my thinking is if we can rumble into up the Beanstalk, that's really good. Rumble. We just get a land, which is not the greatest, but it does allow us to, let's do that. I already clicked it. You can't undo it. We have our land for turn. I'll create a clue, and I think I'm just going to pass. And we're going to take some hits from constructs. I think that's okay. The main thing that's not okay is them, Naduing us. If they have Nadu, they do get 2 triggers, but we will be able to remove it. Please create it. Yeah, that's fine. We are drawing to Terminus, which makes me want to just crack these clues end step instead of doing anything. Yeah, I'm going to go crack a bunch of clues and just get some cards. Another Urza Saga is fine. We are at risk of getting overrun, but we do have Force to protect if we need it. Right, let's go over here. So there's no more tap land. There are no more tap lands in our deck. I think we just get we have so many white sources. We have a lot of blue sources. I guess I'll get a Savannah here. Clue. All right, land. Again, land represents the potential to crack clues and bring back Uro and stuff, so it's not that. Okay, well, that's a lot of land, deck. Okay, so I think we just want to go ahead and attack with Tamio to ensure we get the clue before we flip in case something comes up here. But I am going to bring back Uro. So let's go blue, blue, green, green. 1, 2, done. I'm going to put this in. Then I can brainstorm and shuffle. How much damage are we looking at? Actually, not that much. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. Flipper. Because I want to shuffle and get something good going. Terminus is sweet. We can even cast it next turn. So let's go ahead and do this. If I Beanstalk the clue, and then do we have a white source to fetch? We have another Tundra in the deck. As long as we don't draw the Tundra off the clue. No, we'll draw the Terminus. Got everything figured out. All right, we're going to do that. She pluses, or she flips, plus. Okay, they definitely could just like daze this or something like that, but it's scary. Okay, so if they start going off, I think I can Terminus them, but that does put the thing on top, the bottom of the deck. I think the safest thing to do here, just force this. We can't interact. They do everything. It's only going to put 2, like if they go to Dread Return, oh man, it's so hard. If we force here, we just don't have to worry about it. We can just make them do it like step by step, but they can keep going with the Nomad, but they can't actually put the thing on the stack. Yeah, I'm going to let this happen. Call me crazy, but I have a theory that Terminusing, once they've gone through their entire deck, let's see how they flip. There's the Dread Return. That has to resolve. Okay. There's the Thassa's Oracle. So now is when I need to do it because I can prevent them from being able to return anything. They can still put like Memory's Journey and all that stuff on there, but I can force the Memory's Journey. See, I do have one more Tundra in the deck, so let's go ahead and do this. They're just going to do it on top of that. That's fine. But they can't win at instant speed. They can Memory's Journey to put it on the bottom, but they don't even know why I'm doing what I'm doing. They get a Narcomoeba. I mean, I could actually wait until they Dread Return, and then I'm going to... no, I can't wait till they Dread Return because they'll sack a bunch of stuff. And I believe I should get a window to fetch. So now they know what's coming and they can do it some more if they want to. What they can do is they can kind of set up their deck with this on the stack. Okay. How do I cast this? What's going on? Okay. I guess I just always yield. And now I get the window to do it. And now I should be able to sack my spawn. I'll be very upset if they don't let me do that. Okay, so I'm going to sack my spawn first. Okay. Now I can force here. I should have... No, I think it's correct to keep Uro for next turn. Do they have... Okay, they're brainstorming. Again, like, they had the force, so we would have fought over the Cephalid Illusionist, but instead I'm wiping their entire board. They can't daze here. They could find Veil. They could Memory's Journey and put a bunch of, like, bin it and then get Memory's Journey on top. However... I would get a turn to set up. If they just find another force, it's GG. It can't be force negation. It has to be force of will. We still have to win a game after this, by the way. Like I've been thinking so hard. This deck is really hard to beat. I definitely think that this is one of the best decks. And it actually won the showcase challenge that I played in yesterday. It was number 1. Did they find another interaction spell? Okay. All right. They're just passing. Okay. So unfortunately, if we rip a ground seal right now, we're like so golden it's not even funny. But we need that. Okay, plow is great. So let's think about this. Did they find Memory's Journey? They do have Memory's Journey, so they can just, yeah, but they would need to dump their entire graveyard. So I'm going to go ahead and do this first. And I could run out of time. I'm trying to play quickly, I promise. Okay, and then I think we just, let's go ahead and, I'm going to Uro first. Green. It's Uro to draw a card here. And then I can decide, I think I just go ahead and regrow a Force here. Just to ensure we're not dead. And I have Force and plows. I have 2 plows and a Leyline Binding Up. Okay, they're doing something. They're going to Memory's Journey my freaking Force? Yeah, sure. I'm not sure why they did that. I don't know that was a good play. Because wasn't Memory's Journey what they were going to use to combo me later? Maybe they think they can just Nadu their way out of this. Okay, they failed to find. They have 19 cards left in their deck. I don't think, maybe they're just trying to like mess with me and like get me to use up all my time. That's fine. Okay, well, let's go ahead and plow. Oh, yeah, that does the first one. And now this comes into play. And then I'm going to plow again. Okay, I want to count their Nadus real quick. 1, 2, 3. So they have 1 Nadu left in their deck, and they're like essentially trying to beat us down, I guess. All right, so I just need to close this game. They're hellbent. Okay. So I think first things first, I'm just going to get rid of this and draw a card. Okay, they conceded. Wow. Holy cow. So letting it resolve was correct. We would have lost if we'd fought over it. We needed to have the Terminus option. Terminus was amazing. So it's really, the clock is a major concern here. Null Rod's probably worth bringing in to shut off that angle. It doesn't feel great, but it doesn't affect our deck at all, and it affects theirs a lot. I feel like we could probably cut a second land. I didn't see any... yeah, I'll cut my forest. So that we still have 19 lands plus... yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that I like... I can't imagine them bringing in the thing. I think we bring the Harbinger of the Tide is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think Null Rod's totally worth bringing in just because like they had to Prismatic end it. And it's like one more. I think we could cut an arrow. All right, so we still have 4 win cons plus Lavinia, who, I mean, in the previous game state, like we just removed all the threats and we just beat them to death with Lavinia. That would have worked. So she is a win con. She's just like a really janky, slow one. I think this is a keep. Yeah, we have Island Ponder, Force, Plow. We do have to find a Plow, but we have one of our sideboard cards. We have Wasteland in case they have Urza Saga. It's kind of risky. They have Hedge Maze. We're on the draw too, so we're going to get another look at the land. They bin a Teferi, which is the best card against us, so they must be looking for land. We draw the best card in our deck, which we will be casting next turn. I just want to try to not have to use a Wasteland here. I think this is an any order shuffle. I'm just looking for land. I realize these are insane. Once we have the beans, yeah, but it's going to be a while before we have domain. Okay. Next turn, I'm just going to Beanstalk, and I'm going to hope that Force is enough for turn 3. Tomio is fine. I am always happy to see Tomio because that means the game's probably going to go a little longer. Thank goodness. So we do have the option of, I don't want to waste under Tomio. I want to get Beanstalk going. And if they interact with that, that's interaction they're not going to have for our other stuff. I think Tomio is a mistake against a deck like ours. Like, you're just never going to outvalue us. You need to go full combo. Uro's fine. So we can pitch with Force. We just have to hope that they just don't turn 3 us with protection. Okay, that works. Do you have a land? If you don't have a land, I probably am going to waste you next turn. I think I start wasting Trop. I probably waste the Archive. I will have to find an answer to that later, but I'm not going to force over that. Even if they draw half their deck, like, we actually can probably outvalue that. Like, that may sound like hubris, We just need to find Leyline Binding. We've got 3 turns to do that, to find a Leyline Binding. Or to just hit them really hard with a Murktide, which is also fine. Okay, so they do have a land. All right, they found a land maybe off the Brainstorm. So maybe we should have forced that Brainstorm. I mean, we would have cantripped and stuff. It just didn't feel right. Okay, Ponder. So Lavinia will shut off, and then we can force to protect Lavinia, and then we have Plow. We need a land. Okay, perfect. All right, now I feel like pretty good. So I think first things first, we Lavinia. And now they can't force, they can't cast, what's it called? We can Surveil here or we can Plow. They can't cast Dread Return, so they can't win through the Graveyard combo. They also can't cast, they can cast Memory's Journey. So Tamiyo attacking each turn, or Lavinia attacking each turn will knock enough loyalty off that we'll get an extra turn, but it's not, gonna, if we have enough time, we can build up to Murktide. I think this is okay. Cavern. All right, this is the Nadu being cast, and I can just respond and remove the Nomad. I think we have to Savannah here. Yeah, I'll Savannah. Okay, you got a Nadu that I can't counter. All right, so options. One, we just get a giant Murktide. In order to do that, we are going to need more blue mana. I didn't think about that when I fetched the Savannah. That was a huge punt on my part. I could just Savannah. If I hadn't gotten Savannah, I could have Brainstorm and then just cast the Murktide. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to keep the white up, I guess, and I'm going to Brainstorm. Okay, we got lucky. I'm going to put Terminus back. That doesn't do anything here. I don't think we should Terminus when Tommy's about to go off. I can put this back. Now I'm going to play this out. I'm going to fetch. I have to Murktide, and then I have to protect Murktide. So unfortunately, Malevolent Rumble. Why can't I play this Wasteland? It's not showing me that I can play it. It's showing me I can cycle that. Okay, that's why. Yeah, I just have to chill. Next turn I can attack and kill Nadu, but they are going to be able to Tamiyo ultimate. So what I'm hoping is Malevolent Rumble reveals a Leyline Binding. I'll let that resolve. Just any Plow on my Murktide I have to stop. Yep, I'm going to stop that. They can totally combo off here if they have it. It won't be a huge combo, but it will be. Well, oh, they're regrowing it? That's fine. I will gain some life. I am low on clock, so maybe they're playing a little bit to that too. All right, so we're going to Rumble, and we're going to try to find the Leyline Binding. Let's go ahead and do it like this. Green. Rumble. We can Caracas that back to hand. That doesn't... yeah, if we Caracas it back to hand, we can hit Tamiyo. I think it's probably worth doing that. You get a trigger. Don't be a Nomad. It's another Cavern. Okay, that's not good. Let's attack Tamiyo. Down to 1 loyalty. So she's no longer a threat. We've effectively neutralized her. I am going to Rumble again. I think instead of... Oh, I could Ponder for a Plow. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take that. Next turn I'll draw the Plow. Or I'll draw the Force. I can pay for days. Man, like I think if I get some practice and if I play a little bit faster, this deck could be really good. I really like it. I like the Malevolent Rumble a lot. Okay, here's Johnny, our bird friend. Oh, are they doing that? Yeah, that's okay. I can't do anything about that. Now they're going to Nadu, and I'll just Plow Nadu. And I am fully aware that, yeah, I'm just going to be mana efficient here. They get a trigger. It's a Flooded Strand. All right. They force. Okay. So we're going to draw a Force here, which is not really what we want. Could find the Leyline Binding, though. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Leyline Binding off this Rumble. Play this Lounge out. We can just immediately bind, and I think we should. And I kind of regret doing what I did last turn. Yeah, let's go ahead and just bind now. We get a trigger. It's a Brainstorm. That's a Force for later. I think that's more useful than, yeah. And we'll just have to find another, like, they have Teferi in their yard. Okay, they got another Tamiyo. I'm just going to pass. Next turn, we can start hitting the Caverns. We do need to hit Tamiyo this turn now, or next turn, Tommy's out. That is a blocker. Narcomoeba. Okay. We just need to find another Leyline Binding pretty badly. We got 2 minutes. I don't think we're going to be able to win this, but I'm going to try. No Rod doesn't do anything here. I'm going to start by brainstorming. Ground Seal is fine. It draws us deeper. So I'll just put this stuff. What do we put back? I think Null Rod is probably too late. No. Yeah, I think we actually do have to put back Null Rod and Wasteland here so we can shuffle. Just looking to get this out of play. They're at 1 card in hand. Now let's go ahead and brainstorm first. Or if we ground seal first, we get another look with brainstorm. This shuts off one of their angles. I mean, we've shut off a lot of their angles now. Malevolent Rumble is good. Oops. We will do it like that. Green. Rumble. I don't have time to tap properly. We find an Uro. Yeah, I think I do think that we can win this one if we have more time, but I'm going to concede. I guess I could brainstorm and maybe find it. The Leyline Binding just to get that out of play. Yeah, find some Termini too. Okay, and now I'm just going to Leyline Bind, and I'll just draw a bunch of Terminuses, or just one, I guess. But I do get her out of play, and I do think that, like, given enough time, the game would be mine. Yeah, but I'm going to concede. There's no way that, like, I can get, like, Uro going and fight through all this stuff. But, like, I think that was a good showing of the deck. Like, beating Breakfast is hard. Breakfast really does prey on these types of decks. So that was a 3-2. But, again, both of the losses were us winning and just going to time. So, again, I apologize, my excellent friends. I know it's frustrating to, like, watch somebody struggle to close the game. There were a lot of decisions that needed to be made there. I think maybe an extra 3 or 4 minutes, and I could have closed that, but like I wasn't going to close it in like 2 minutes. So it wasn't really close when you consider the clock factor. The sideboard felt great. Let's think about what we could put in here to make it better. So first of all, Lavinia was obviously good against them. Like the fact that they went to the trouble of removing her like they did, it was holding back probably a force, and it was also threatening. Tamio, I don't think Tamio is generally a threat that we need to worry about. We do have access to, Prismatic Ending that we could put in the deck. I don't want to come down on Force Negation. I don't like Deafening Silence as a card. Like, I just would never play this. It feels like I kind of do need to play it against Omnitel, but like maybe it doesn't actually matter against Omnitel because like they pass, and then if you can't get the Omniscience out of play, then they just do it the second turn. So if we were to take this out and put in like a Prismatic Ending, I know that's like totally different type of answer, but Prismatic Ending is great against Delver. This Null Rod did pull weight in the Blue Painter round. Yeah, so I'd like to put 2 Prismatic Endings in just for additional removal. If you haven't like figured out my sideboarding strategy, my sideboarding philosophy is very much around don't die. So Force Negations. You know what we could do? Spell Pierce never felt good. We could just bring this in, and then boom, Bob's your uncle. There were lots of situations where Force Negation would have been okay. We were drawing lots of cards. I don't know about that. That seems like too many forces to me. I have seen like Jeskai play that many forces. It could be warranted. Main thing is just we don't really have that much pressure. Like Wasteland, I mean, how powerful was Wasteland in that one round against Delver where we just like waste locked our opponent? It was blue-black Delver. It's a good card. And it's a good combination, and there's just a lot of value there. The main thing is like Uro is really good, but he's really slow. I did try playing like, I think a previous version, I played 4 Murktide, and they were just clumping up. Maybe we cut a Murktide and we go down to 2 Murktide. And then we could bring a Terminus into the main. I think Terminus in the main is fine too. And a lot of people play 1 main Terminus. But then if you're playing that, do you still want to surveil land, or do you want to get a, something that you can repeat? Because I mean, traditionally in these types of decks, you would play Mystic Sanctuary. Let me get that. So the benefit of Mystic Sanctuary is like, oh, I can just regrow my plow and take care of that. Or I've got nothing going on. I can regrow a Malevolent Rumble. That seems pretty good. But you can only play so many ETB tap lands. I think 2 would be the absolute max. So if we bring in Mystic Sanctuary, then we're still at 21 lands. The basics did come up. Like, it was very nice to have them fetchable in the deck. We didn't play against Moonstompy, which I do think is going to be a weakness of the deck. But if we're playing 2 main deck Force Negations, that's less of a weakness. I just can't get behind 2 main deck. I think we need to figure out something else here. Oh wait, if we just move the Terminus in, then we're back. Okay, so Prismatic Ending being just like a really good card against obviously Tamiyo decks, just being able to kill either side of her. And then we've got a little bit of permanent interaction in No Rod, Lavinia, Ground Seal, but for the most part, we're just trying to outdraw our opponents. Tamiyo felt good. There was like, I remember at least one point where I was like, oh, I've got like 3 clues here. We can draw back in now that we stabilized and we can win that way. And you do find yourself in a lot of situations where you have got nothing going on, but I don't think cutting lands is the answer. Oh, we have one more card we can add because we cut the Murktide. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I would have to walk away and think about this. My instinct is that, we could have a main deck Prismatic Ending. I don't like to split cards between the sideboard and because it's awkward when you're going to an event and you're like, all right, what was my sideboard? Oh yeah, there's two Force Negations in my deck when there's only supposed to be 1. I like it when it's clean, when there are no cards in your sideboard that are in your main deck, but that doesn't matter on MTGO, obviously. But if you were to play it in paper, that would get annoying over the course of a long tournament. If we put a Prismatic Ending in, now we have even more removal. And then, one thing, like, I'd seriously consider going up to 3 carpets. Like, this deck needs the mana. We can do stuff with the mana. We have Tamiyo. We have Uro. Yeah, and Prismatic Ending, you can pay 5 for it, and you can trigger the Beanstalk if you have enough mana. It's a pretty good card. Yeah, I think this is probably how I'll play it next time. Oh, you know what? Actually, check this out. I think we bring in a Lorien Revealed. Because if we're adding Mystic Sanctuary, that can be the kind of the 12th card that triggers Beanstalk. And there are lots of situations endgame where we would have loved to just draw 3, Yeah. And I think 1 of is fine. It does buttress our mana a little bit better. It's going to help against Moonstompy. That does mean we need to cut one of these cards from the sideboard, though. Oh, yeah, I'll just cut that carpet. Okay. And I think that's a good compromise. So we're going up to basically 22 mana sources. You can even get in like our, late game situations if clock's willing, where you're like wasting your own sanctuary and then you're returning it with loam so that you can get back your terminus and stuff like that. It's really fun. Mystic Sanctuary is a great reason to terminus is a great reason to play Mystic Sanctuary because you often you'll just use it and then later on they'll have a board presence again and you'll be like, man, I really wish I had a Mystic Sanctuary. So I think we play that instead of the Surveil land. I'd like to play both, but I do think that there's like just a limit to how many you want to play. This mana distribution seems great to me. We have 8 fetches. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fetchables. And then we have 3 utility lands. Caracas is so good. It definitely came up during that league, like bouncing opposing Teferis, bouncing Nadu back to hand and just making them have to recast it, even with the cost of the trigger. It's kind of like an expensive time walk effect. Yeah, and Malevolent Rumble. This card has been great. I think 3 is the right number. I don't want to like see too many of them in an opening hand, but I do want to often see one. And putting an Uro in the guard is just chef's kiss. And there were lots of situations where I think there was one Malevolent Rumble where we like dumped like 3 sorceries and instants into our yard, and the next turn we just cast a giant Murktide. That felt amazing. So yeah, so much synergy. This feels really strong. I hope you enjoy playtesting with it as well. Until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.